You may be noticing a pretty disturbing trend.
Yeah, the cost of taking care of your animal may be on the rise. And here to talk about it is Jessica Girk from the Helen Woodward Animal Center. Jessica, great to see you as always. Great to have you back.
And I brought a friend.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Who is this?
This is Gondola.
Gondola.
Wow.
Yes, and she's a 13-week-old puppy. They say she's a Chihuahua Terrier blend. I think there might be some Spaniel in her. She is the sweetest puppy, has several siblings, and it is available for adoption now, spayed, up to date on all her vaccinations and microchipped.
She has been so sweet.
I mean, just like TV ready.
I know,
looking
right?
good. Got her makeup on and everything.
Yep, she's ready.
Let's talk about, I mean, you see, an animal like this, and like, I'd love to have. Animal owning is expensive. It's a big responsibility. Talk to us about why that we've seen an increase lately.
Yeah, and we've been talking about the fact that adoption numbers are decreasing lately, which is concerning, and so we're really trying to look at what's going on. So we had a situation just a few weeks ago where we had a transport coming from Oklahoma. There were a couple of puppies that were very, very sick. And the transporter said it looks like parvo, and as we know, anybody who knows parvo, it's a very, very deadly disease. It needs overnight care, so we asked the transporter to take those puppies immediately to an emergency care facility. We have an amazing facility at Helen Woodward, but we don't have overnight vets. So you need those puppies watched. Well, after that weekend, we got a bill for $30,000 for those two puppies. And of course, we're a shelter with a ton of donors and amazing supporters that help us. And when animals come into our facility, they are like our own. So we are going to treat them and provide them whatever care they need. But we really were talking about the fact that for families that own pets right now, that's a very scary number, of course. And of course, the other thing that we were noticing is that it's about twice what it was last year when we had a similar situation.
Year over year?
Yes.
What costs $30,000?
Well, I think it's the overnight care. I mean, there was the medication given. Of course, they did fluids and all the things that needed to be done.
It's just
save the gas when you go to the ER. Like what
is it exactly?
That much?
So, the thing that we're trying to talk to people about, because we don't want people to let that scare them and stop them from adopting, but there are things that you can do. And we're really talking to people about looking at what their vets are. They want to have a 7-day-a-week policy. We have our companion animal hospitals open 7 days a week. The times that I've brought my pets to emergency, it was always because it was a Sunday and I had a vet at the time that wasn't open. So if you have a broken leg or something, a lot of times that could just be treated that day. You want to get them over to a vet that's open during the weekends. And then the other thing is to consider pet insurance. And that's a really important thing. It's starting to become more and more important now.
I know that they don't cover certain things. Obviously they'll cover wellness checks and things like that.
Yes.
Are there any other affordable options that people can,
Well, I mean, if you look at pet insurance, it will cover things like a broken leg or an emergency visit. You want to look at if there are pre-existing conditions. It's just like human beings. If there are pre-existing conditions, that's going to be a challenge. But when you have a brand new pet, and depending on the age, you're going to look at the pricing, and we encourage people to check out all the different pet insurances that are out there. Fetch, Embrace, there's a number of them. Take a look at them, look at the age of your pet, look at the pre-existing conditions, and really consider investing into that. And then, like I said, also, this one's falling asleep. She's very happy here. She wants to stay with you. But like I said, you're going to want to make sure that your vet is somebody that you trust, and you're going to want to look at the prices. And I will say, and I know I'm from Helen Woodward, but our companion animal hospital is really focused on being affordable. And I've been to a number of vets in all my years of loving animals, and that's a very affordable option. And like I said, they're open on the weekends. But whichever vet you go to, just try to make sure that you have some weekend hours, because that's going to be a lifesaver.
I've always heard that pet insurance isn't a great value, if you will.
But it can be.
Is there one in particular that you're like, wow, that's the one that really,
So that's why I say really, research them. Right now we're partnering with Fetch. We have partnered with Embrace before. Really look at them, look at all the different details on them. I will tell you, I have a number of friends that had a situation where one friend of mine had a kitten that fell and actually, punctured something inside. And it was a kitten, it was a baby, and that literally was thousands and thousands of dollars saved through that pet insurance. So it's like health insurance with ourselves. Sometimes you're like, oh, well, now they're not going to cover the cost of that. But when it's an emergency and you really want to save that pet's life, that's when it's going to come in handy for you.
Yeah, for sure. Any other tips on, I guess, really just keeping our pets out of the vet.
Right. Well, we definitely want to do that. I will also say, if you have any children that are that love animals and are considering a career in animal care, vets are really needed right now. The number of pet owners has risen in this country. I think 66% of people that are in this country have pets and love them like family, and we don't have enough vets right now. And that's
So is that contributing to the price?
It's absolutely contributing to it because it's just such a high demand. And I think we were talking about how a lot of veterinarians that I'm looking for, that I'm talking to, are seeking new vets, and there just aren't enough out there. We have a Be a Vet camp at Helen Woodward Animal Center, which is really cute and for kids up to their teens, and it's something that they can try. But I would encourage kids to if they're thinking about loving animals and want to be involved in a career that will help animals, that's a great one.
Oh my gosh, that's something to consider
Good
for
path.
a
Long term.
Yes,
Long term.
absolutely.
All right.
Jessica Girk from Helen Woodward Animal Center
Thank
in
you.
Gondola.
Sound
I'm
asleep
glad
now, you
she's
guys.
the one of you two who fell asleep during this interview. She looks very comfy though.
She's very happy.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for the information.
Thanks
We
so
always
much,
Available
appreciate
for
it.
adoption.
Yes.
Available for adoption
Oh yeah.
today.
You want to go somewhere new?
Yeah, go meet somebody
Sounds
who could
good.
sleep somewhere else.